Now we take a look at the NSE market report and see how companies performed. And we look at the NSE 20 share index, which are companies that the top 20 companies perform, how they performed. And we see the index, and it lost 2.99 points to stand at 2142.52. Now all share index, Nancy, was up 0.05 points to close at 128.92. It's right there on your screen. Now the NSE 25 share index dropped 14.04 points. Now to settle at 3508.57. Now the NSE 10 share index dropped 4.73 points to stand at 1335.86. Now we look at the top gainers this day, and we look at KQ, which is a top gainer right there on your screen. You can see it gained 9.66%. That is how, and it closed at 5 shillings and 22 cents, which was the closing price for today from the previous price of 4 shillings and 76 cents. Now Kenya Power also was a top gainer there on your screen. You can see it right there, gained 6.02%. Closed at 7 shillings and 40 cents. This will be the opening price for tomorrow. Now, TP Serena, of course, opened at 15 shillings and 45 cents and closed at 16 shillings and 25 cents, gaining 5.18%. TransCentury also gained 4% and 88%, closing at 43 cents there. Now KenGen also closed at 4 shillings and 32 cents, gaining 4.60%. Remember, this will be the opening price for tomorrow, the 4 shillings and 32 shillings when you want to buy KenGen, or rather you want to trade KenGen shares tomorrow. Now we look at the losers. And you can see right there on your screen. Now, Britam lost 7.63%, with closing at 6 shillings and 54 cents. Home Africa also lost 5.56%, closing at 34 cents. This will be the opening price for tomorrow. And Samia Group also lost 5.45%, closing at 2 shillings and 60 cents, which will also be the opening price for tomorrow when we start trading at 8 a.m. Standard Group also lost 3.64%. You can see the change right there on your screen, closing at 4 shillings and 77 cents. And opened at 4 shillings and 95 cents. Stanchart there on your screen lost 3.06%, closing at 293.25. That's how the performance of the NSE market has been for today. Now we look at the equities and we get to see how the equities performed, and today the turnover retreated to 421 million shillings from the previous session of 509.7 million shillings. The number of shares traded today stood at 29 million against 29.7 million posted in the previous session. We look at the banking sector, and you can see right there on your screen that the banking sector had shares worth 202.7 million shillings transacted, which accounted for 48.12% of the day's traded value. Now, the energy and the petroleum sector had shares valued at 29 million, traded, representing 6.91% of the day's traded value. We look at the investment sector, where the investment sector had shared value at 46.8 million, traded, representing 11.13% of the day's traded value. Now looking at also the telecommunication sector and looking at the companies that are under telecommunication sector, we'll see that Safaricom had 6.4 million shares valued at 115 million shillings, transacted at between 17 shillings and 80 cents and 18 shillings. This accounted for 27.32% of the day's traded value. Fixed income securities market, that is the bond market, had bonds worth 2 billion shillings transacted on 103 deals. Derivatives, of course, the market had 100 contracts worth 2.8 million traded in today's session. The KCB single stock also had future contract expiring on 20th of March and traded 40 contracts valued at 1.7 million shillings at a price of 44 shillings. And this is against 42 shillings and 90 cents posted by KCB in the sport market. And something to note on the top gainers is that KQ is doing very well after it was listed this week. And this is after a 5-year break. Remember, it was suspended in 2020 when the nationalization process had kicked off, but because of COVID, that did not happen. But now that it's back on the NSE, we are seeing some great improvement. And this is something you can trade in if you want to know how to go about, or rather you want to make money. KQ is the best place to go.